Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Anna Morfidis is here with Mending Hearts Counseling, and today's video is going to be all about attachment. Why do we attach to our lovers, and how can we kick it in the butt, this habit, once and for all, so we don't continue to do it in our relationships? Because when we attach to someone, then the relationship usually tends to be unhealthy. One person tends to be chasing and the other person tends to be running, and the person that is attaching usually will feel insecure, unstable, will be confused, not clear, will not have clarity, will not have safety in their relationship, and the more they're going to try to grasp onto that, and then the more that will push the other person away, because that's how energetics work. So we're going to get to the bottom of it once and for all, because we're going to actually understand attachment from a scientific point of view, which makes sense, and then we can actually change who we are in our core, like in our cells. Like we can change the way that we view and think about ourselves, so then we can change our attachment style, so we can stop attaching to our lovers. So what is attachment style? No one escapes attachment style. Everyone that is born develops a particular attachment style to their caregiver, their primary caregiver, most specifically, whether it's a parent, a grandparent, it doesn't matter. The primary caregiver, the person that spends the most time with the child, will provide the attachment style that they're going to carry on later on as adults. So what are there for attachment styles? We have secure attachment, which provides a positive self-view, and it makes up around 60% of our population. And then we have ambiguous, ambivalent attachment style, or insecure attachment style. Then we have avoidant attachment and disorganized attachment. The last three that I just named, the anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, and disorganized attachment, they produce a negative self-view, and they make up around 40% of our population. So what is a negative self-view? Negative self-view means that you view yourself lesser than other people. You feel that other people are worth more. They're more worthy than you. They're luckier than you. They're better than you. You tend to have feelings of jealousy because you feel like other people have it better. You will say yes when you want to say no because you want to please people. You will be really hard on yourself, but if somebody else did the same thing, you would not even think about treating them the same way that you treat yourself. Your inner critic inside your mind is really harsh. Even if you do 50 million positive things and you do one negative thing, you will harpoon on that negative thing and you will beat yourself up and you're going to call yourself names. That is what having a negative self-view is. And amongst many other things, lack of boundaries, allowing people to basically treat you as they deem appropriate for them, but even though that their actions might leave you hurting and or upset, they don't give you the time or day to listen to what you have to say, how you're feeling, and perhaps maybe at times you don't even have the confidence to voice that, because you might fear that they're going to leave you. Who else is going to love me? Because remember, you have a negative self-view and you feel that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not as pretty enough. You feel like everything is done to you. Why are people treating me this way? Why is this happening to me? Why is he doing this to me? Why is she being like this with me? Why is she ignoring me? Why is he not being nice to me? Why is he disrespecting me? That's because of our attachment style has given us a negative self-view, and our core beliefs will be reflective of things such as I am unlovable, I am not worthy, I am bound to be alone, I am defective, I am powerless. And the good thing about the core beliefs is that once we pinpoint what they are, we can change them through positive affirmations. We can rewire our central nervous system to fire a different signal about ourselves and the way that we speak about ourselves if we continue to do affirmations at least for 21 days, but keep going. the minimum is 21 to 61 days to make an actual difference within our nervous system for it to become the program that now you will naturally just run on. Much like a secure attached individual that has a positive self-view, then by changing your core beliefs and affirming to yourself that you are worthy, you are lovable, you can give yourself a corrective experience and change your attachment style. And it's not your fault that you have this attachment style to begin with, because first of all, a lot of us did not even know about attachment style back in the day. I am a parent to 2 children who are now preteens, and I didn't really learn about attachment style until I went to school the second time around to become a counselor. The amazing thing about attachment style is that once you understand it, you can change it. So the way that you provide someone a secure attachment and a positive self-view as a parent when that person is around 0 to 11 to 12 years old is by giving them safety, security, see them, and soothe them. They're called the 4 S's. When the child has the 4 S's in their childhood from 0 to about 12, then they will have a positive self-view and a secure attachment style. Therefore, they will think of themselves equal to others. It will not put other people on a pedestal, and they do not chase love because they have had it when they were a child. Now, if you're someone like me who had an anxious attachment style, this is the one that I can relate to the most because this is the one that I had, and has a negative self-view, then we find ourselves chasing love because we did not get that experience when we were little. One of the 4 S's was lacking. Maybe it was safety. Maybe the same person that gave you food and water also hit you when you got a B instead of an A on your homework. Or the same person that said, I love you, also said, look at you, you're so stupid, you screwed up again your homework. Like, what kind of a child are you? Why are you so stupid? Or I'm trying to think of another example. There's physical abuse and there's verbal abuse and then emotional abuse. Like if you go to your parent and say this and this happened and they're like, oh, it's not a big deal. You're overreacting. And then they learn to lose their voice because they keep being told, what do you know anyways? Or if the parent, the primary caregiver screws up or says something, like they give you a slap in the face and you say, hey, why did you do that? And then they say, hey, and then they say back, well, I'm your mom anyway, so it doesn't matter that I do that. You just need to be able to put up with it. Like, what's the big deal? It's certain behaviors that children receive that literally puts out that light, and and children cannot decipher that. Hey, for example, in my case, my mom was adopted when she was 2 years old, and her stepmom was really cruel to her and never told her I love you or gave her hugs. And she never got to experience the love of her mom because her mom died when she was 2. So now as an adult herself, she doesn't know how to say, I love you. She can never give me a hug. All she knows what to do is criticize because that's all she learned. A kid doesn't have the ability to understand that. A kid will automatically think, I'm bad. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to be loved. My mom is treating me this way because I must be a really rotten kid. Everything is my fault. My grandma is talking to me this way because I must be defective. Like I'm just not as good as everyone else. That's what a child develops to believe is true. And that's how they get their negative self-view. And then later on in life as adults, they attach to that romantic partner because they're seeking so desperately for one of those 4 S's, or maybe all 4 S's. Maybe they were never safe or seen or secure or soothed. Like I was never soothed. Every time I'd fall down and hurt my knee, I would get a spanking. That's not soothing. Security, great. Yes, I had food and water, but I would get in trouble for everything and I never knew when. So I was always anxious. Like, when is it coming? Safe. I wasn't safe with my primary caregiver because I got hit. So I wasn't able to understand the difference. And not only at home, we would get hit at school too. Our teachers would hit us. Without us, sometimes it would just come out of nowhere. It was crazy. What a crazy experience. So safe, seen, secure, soothed. Yeah, never mind seen. Like our voice did not matter. So we learned to quieten that, and everyone else's voice was more important than ours. So that's all it is. This is why, if you are like me, who was insecurely attached to the primary caregiver, as an adult, I was just so thirsty to give myself those 4S's. So once I understood it and I learned it, and I was like, oh my God, that's just what I need. Like my inner child just wants to be told, I love you. My inner child wants to be told, you are good enough, you are worthy, because I was attracting masculines that would reflect back to me my inner child state. I wasn't attracting, because that's how it works, like the law of attraction, and we are a resonant universe. So I was attracting what I had developed to be my core beliefs. As an adult, I was attracting what I felt about myself. So my negative self-view would attract these masculines to keep showing me, hey, this is how you feel. You actually feel like a piece of poo, and you just let everyone mistreat you and step all over you, and you just keep giving, but you're not seeing that they're just merely showing you by treating you the way that makes you feel sad, upset, confused, lonely, disconnected. They're just showing you what you had experienced as a child, and you need to heal that from within. You need to heal your attachment. You need to give yourself the 4S's, a creative experience, as they call it. And once I understood that and I started to do the work, affirmations, tell yourself, I love you every day. Love yourself the days that you want to beat up yourself the most internally, because maybe you said the wrong thing at the dinner table last night, or you drank a little bit too much, or you did not very good at your job. You think that you failed at a presentation, whatever it is, those days that you want to be the most critical to yourself, love yourself the most, heal your inner child, do the work by Louise Hay, mirror work. Go in and give your little child the experience that he needed. Pinpoint those situations where there was no one to save you in some cases, and you can visualize yourself doing that now. There was a really powerful episode on Oprah, actually, where she literally brought in someone, like a psychologist, to do this to her audience. He put everyone in a meditative sort of state, and he brought everyone back into their childhood and invited them now as an adult to go back in and give them a recorrective experience. Like me as an adult now, I'm picturing going to pick up little Anna from, for example, being hit at school and being like, I got you, you're okay. You're safe. You don't need to worry anymore. And so on and so forth. You can heal your attachment style by giving yourself the experience that your little self craved. So what S is it that you did not have full and complete when you were little, that gave you your attachment style, that gave you your negative self-view, that now allows you to cling on to others, to want that experience still, and you put them on a pedestal because you think they hold the key to your whole and completeness, but you hold your key to whole and completeness. And I don't understand why this is the game of life, because some of us have no trauma, some of us have secure attachment, some of us have a lot of traumas. On an ACE score, some people, it ranges from 1 to 10. So we don't know what we signed up for, but I know that the universe will never give us anything that we're not capable of healing. So know this. So and next time you attach, look within and look into your childhood, see what 4S, see which of the 4S's, if not all of them, you are so craving to receive from somebody else, and give that to yourself. And then once you do that and you heal that part of you, then it can come back to you from others, because you will have done it for you. Therefore, you're going to attract that whole and complete experience from somebody else. You're no longer going to attract somebody showing you what puzzle piece you're missing. You're going to attract someone showing you the puzzle piece that you just put back within yourself. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos. I am so grateful to be able to share this knowledge with you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please put them below. I love to hear about them. Tell me about your S's. I would love to go even further more into it, like, because there's so much to be talked about within the scene or within safe or security. There's so many different facets that we can acquire in insecure attachment styles that affect our adult self later on, and we put other people on the pedestal and we like chase that feeling, but we just now know it's just something that we're lacking when we were children, and we can give that to ourselves. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. As always, my love and gratitude, and I will see you next time.